Welcome back and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hashim with US Arab Radio. As we mentioned before, this month we have a presidential primary on the 27th. I understand some people, may have some apprehension or reservations about some of the presidential candidates on the ballot. However, there are other issues on the ballot, local issues, depending on where you live, and these require your attention. You do not have to vote for any presidential candidate, but you can vote for the whatever is on the ballot, and it's important that you do that. For example, in the city of Dearborn, or in the Dearborn area, we have two items on the ballot, one for the Dearborn schools and one for Henry Ford Community College. These are renewal, and I repeat, these are renewal millages for operations. And with us this morning is Dr. Glenn Maliko, superintendent with the Dearborn School Districts. Good morning, Dr. Maliko, and thank you for being with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Mr. Hashim. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
As always, it's a pleasure to join you. I think over the years I've been on several times, so thank you. Or
Absolutely.
David Mustin or both of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure is all ours, and thank you for your service. Now, what's on the ballot and why it is important?
So as you mentioned, the one thing we were hearing is that, you can pull the three different ballots because we're hearing of people that may not want to vote in the presidential primary. So there's a Republican ballot, there's a Democrat, and there's a nonpartisan. We're saying that it's very important to vote, even if you choose not to vote for the president or you choose some other protest or some other thing that you choose to do. Again, we always encourage people to vote. The local millage is extremely important to the school district. This goes back to 1994 Proposal A, and every 10 years, districts that are hold harmless, along with what we call an operational millage, they have to be renewed. We did it in 2004, it passed, 2014, and now we're in 2024, which it'll expire on June 30th. One of the things they say, well, why are we doing it during the presidential primary? Because it does expire June 30th. So we want to get it done before then. The other reason is that if we held an election without anything else on the ballot, we would have to pay approximately $200,000 to run an election. So probably strategically it would be better in November, but it expires in June. So we needed to do it now. What it is it's basically $41 million from the operational fund, general fund for Dearborn Schools. So this is not for building new buildings, Mr. Hashim, or construction. This pays for the teachers, it pays for the parapros, it pays for the bus drivers, the administrators, it pays for everything operating in the district, and 86% of our of our budget is for the people that service our students. So all of that goes to serving students in the classroom.
Absolutely. So this is not really a new millage. This is renewal. So people
Correct.
are not going to be paying more taxes.
Correct. And actually it's a reduction. So there's two aspects to it. One is called the homestead owners, which is the hold harmless. That accounts for approximately $7 million of the budget. That used to be 6.17 mils. On the ballot, you will see that. So this is for somebody that owns a home in Dearborn or Dearborn Heights, because we have a portion of Dearborn Heights. So it is a reduction down to 4. We don't determine the rate that we collect. It's all based on a state formula. Right now, we are collecting approximately 2.05 mils. So it's actually gone down to that amount. We have to put 4 though, because according to our attorneys, because we're not sure where the state funding will end up. But we don't determine that amount. The state will tell us how much we're allowed to levy. It'll be capped at 4. So it used to be 6.17. It's gone down to 4 maximum, but likely we're collecting about 2. So it is a savings. It's a renewal. It's not a new tax. It's not extra. It's actually less for the homeowner. Now, the other part of it, this is even more important. It's 18 mils, and this comes from what we call non-homestead. This is the businesses, the Ford Motor Companies, the corporations. If you own 2 homes and you rented a second home out, then you would pay the higher rate, which we call non-homestead. That accounts for approximately $34 million of our budget. That is a huge aspect. The majority of the voters, 86%, are homeowners. They're not the non-homestead business owners and whatnot. So this is not an increase for the business. It's a flat renewal. 18 mils, we don't determine it. The state determines that, and it's 18 mils for every school district in the state. We don't get to change that. That's how it works, going way back to 1994 law. So if we were to lose that portion, because it's one ballot question, if if we did not get this renewed again, we would have to have, you know, we want to maintain all the good things in the district, like Blue Ribbon schools, our accreditation. We have free preschool. We have a great partnership with Henry Ford College. You mentioned that. Their ballot proposal as well will benefit students in Dearborn, because we're saving parents approximately $4 million in tuition every year because of our partnership with President Cavaloon and the college. So there's a lot of beneficial things that we don't want to lose. We don't want to, you know, we want to continue to support kids at the highest possible level, and we always want to continue to improve. If this were not to pass, that would be very difficult to continue to maintain what we provide to students right now.
Absolutely. This is very crucial. And very quickly on the funding, you know, you receive some funding from the state, but you still have, like any other place in America, you still have to have local funding as well.
Yeah, so the majority of it does come from the state, but this aspect of it still is local. It's based on state law. We also receive federal funding for Title I students that are at risk and other categoricals. During the pandemic, we did receive what we call ESSER funds to help relieve during and after. We spent, I believe the first year we had the largest summer program for our students, because if you recall, Mr. Hashim, students were online and then they were back in the class and then they were online.
Sure.
And they weren't full-time. So we had, we spent $30 million on that first year, and we had over 8,000 students, the largest summer program in the state. We also had 6,000 students in the second year. But we also put some of that money into infrastructure that we were allowed to because of COVID, for space and HVAC, you know, the air conditioning and filtration systems. And we started to put that in the elementary schools because of the summer program. The reason we did that is because we knew we needed instruction support for students, but we also are trying to save the taxpayers, because in the future, we're going to have to look at an infrastructure bond. So we're trying to save the money down the line for the taxpayers.
Sure. For this one, this is, again, it's a renewal.
Correct.
And any final thoughts?
No, we just appreciate your support, the great support of the community. Again, we want to make sure that we ensure that students get a high quality education. And this is this is not one of those, it'd be nice to, you know, do a new building. This is, you basically need this to operate the district. I know the unions are out talking about it. Everybody, we're getting information out there all over. I've been going to the mosques and all sorts of community organizations, whether it be Rotary, Exchange, multiple. We're going everywhere. We also have a town hall virtually this Thursday as well, that we're going to do virtual. So it would be on the
what time is that?
That is at 6 o'clock. On the, let me get the date here, the 15th, Thursday the 15th at 6 o'clock.
Wonderful. If anybody needs more information, where can they get it?
Dearborn Public Schools website. We have a tremendous amount of information. You can also follow me on my or follow the Dearborn Schools Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are sending out multiple clips of information. There's also a video we did. So it's www.dearbornschools.org, and you look for millage renewal, and that'll be on there. And again, if you choose to go to Facebook, we also have it on Facebook, Instagram, and X.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your taking the time to be with us. And as you heard it, folks, this is a renewal. This is important. This is for our kids. Please go out and vote on the 27th and you know, vote for this bond. Thanks again. What we're going to do is we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned. Thanks, Mr.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.